Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's your girl, Billy Mills. Welcome to another great edition of Bring It in the House. First, we are the show who spotlights musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. And we have a great leader in the house with us tonight out of Dallas, Texas. She is, of course, a freelance paralegal and a notary, as well as an estate planning consultant. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Tremaine Francis Lester.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, beautiful. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's such a pleasure to have you here tonight. We're all excited because we get to learn. I love this. Every weekend, we learn something new, and you're doing so many great things in the community. And so first, we always like to give a shout out to your native town, which is Dallas, correct?
Yes.
So
Dallas, Texas.
Yes, shout out to the Big D. And you attended Sam Houston High School out of Arlington, correct?
Correct.
So when you were in high school, what subjects were you focused on the most, Tremaine?
I don't know if I was really focused on a particular subject. I know I did track and field at Sam and cross country. I didn't have a particular major that I was really focused on in high school. I think I was just focused on trying to get out.
Trying to graduate at that time. Yeah. So back then you really you didn't have a clue that you were going to kind of go and, pursue that whole law and criminal justice field.
No, actually, I wanted to do early childhood education, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. Both of them are very great, careers to take on, the childhood development as well. So what kind of personalities traits or certain personality traits do you feel like you have to have in order to pursue a field in law, or criminal justice?
That's a great question. So I would first say that you have to be business oriented. You need to be focused. There's a lot of things going on at the same time. And so you definitely have to be able to zone in and tune in when necessary. You have to be able to prioritize the importance of what can wait or what's urgent when working in this field. And then I also feel like I'll be babysitting sometimes, playing mama at work where I have to keep everybody organized. So you kind of have to have that personality trait as well, because it's a lot going on. And, when working with attorneys, they have a lot going on. So it's good to be able to stay focused.
Right. Kind of have that time management skill under your belt and know how to delegate. I'm sure that's important too. How to delegate authority. That is so great. That is good to know. So, because a lot of people, when they're trying to make a career decision, they have no idea of what direction they want to go in. So knowing that early on is very helpful.
Right.
And of course you attended Langston University, right?
Yes, I attended Langston University.
Okay, awesome. And you guys just had your homecoming celebration. Was it last month?
It was last month. I believe it was October 22nd. So we definitely turned up for our centennial year. Part of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And so we definitely had a good time celebrating with the sorority sisters.
Some of your sorors right there, right?
Yes.
Awesome. You guys had a great time. I can see that. Oh man. What year did you pledge?
I pledged fall 2001.
2001. Oh, wow. So that's been a while. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
you. Congratulations.
Thank
We're so
you.
proud of you and all your success.
Thank
So
you.
tell us, who kind of steered you and helped you land your position within the field, or helped you transition into the law field once you graduated from college?
Um, I want to say probably my dad and my mom were my motivation.
Mhm.
I ran a lot of things by my dad, and
Mhm.
I was the nosy child in the family, and I'm the one who always wanted to investigate and dig a little deeper and
Mhm.
take no for I wouldn't take no for an answer.
Good
So
answer.
I think it would have probably been my parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that is wonderful. And got a shout out to mom and dad. What's their names?
Thelma Smith and then Kenneth Francis, but he passed away in 2016.
Rest in peace. I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry. Yes. Yes. And you got your first gig, your first position. Where did you work? Your first job in
Uh,
law.
My first job was with Thompson and Knight in Dallas, Texas, and I actually started off as a temp, and then I worked my way up into the paralegal position. Matter of fact, I think I was one of the first paralegals to start from temp position all the way up to being a paralegal. So that
That
was
is.
an accomplishment for me.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Which leads me to the next question. You have your own company now, right?
Correct, correct.
Yes. Mosaic Legal
Mhm.
Support Services. Now that is wonderful, Tremaine. When did you launch it? What year?
This is the first year.
Uh-huh.
I decided that after my dad passed, I had a couple of different family members that passed, and I kept saying, well, a lot of us don't know a lot about estate planning.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt the need to start this business because I need to inform our community about the importance of getting affairs in order.
Excuse me. And this is some of the details about what the services that you offer.
Correct, correct. We do initial consultation where I will go over what your wishes are and kind of what you're looking for in regards to doing your estate planning. We prepare your last will and testament, financial power of attorney, medical health directives. And then if you have minor children, we also make sure that you have your guardian designations in order. We also do attorney consultation where you'll get to sit with the attorney, go over your will, and ask any questions that you may have. And then we do a what's called a will signing ceremony where I will get with you and your witnesses for them to finalize your last will and testament.
That is beautiful. That is so beautiful because a lot of times I know that's a subject we really don't like to talk about
Right, right.
sometimes, about the last wishes and our wills and
Mhm.
getting all that stuff together. But
Right.
it's such a reality. It's really a reality, and we all need to know about it, especially
Mhm.
in our community. A lot of times we're caught off guard and we're not prepared. So we're
Right.
just so thankful that we have you and others that's doing this type of work to educate us and keep us on our toes, Tremaine. Keep us in
Yeah.
there.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah, because it's really important, because when you lose a loved one and you're not prepared,
Mhm.
it's a lot of expenses, that you got to come out of pocket. And I know a lot of times we can't afford it. So
Right.
I guess that's where the GoFundMe and all that comes in place, which is
Mhm.
good. But it's best to have, your, like you say, your business in order. I like
Right.
that.
Right.
Hmm. I really do. So on your team, you also you're a notary as well, right? You
Correct.
do.
I'm a notary and loan signing agent. So I do all of that. A lot of my work right now is coming from different law firms. If they have work that needs to be signed and their client is in another state, they'll reach out to me because I do remote online notary as well.
That is great.
Mhm.
And you got people watching. I see Anika. Thank you so much. Anika is out of Dallas. And then Letitia, that's your sister, I believe, huh?
Leticia,
Leticia. Oh, yeah. Hi, Leticia. Hi, Anika. We're so glad you guys are joining us. For those of you just tuning in, of course, we're speaking with the beautiful Tremaine Francis Lester. She's so smart. And she's got her stuff together, and that's something we all should work on, getting our things together, getting in order, and leaving that mark behind, so that that legacy where your children and your children's children will be in a better place.
Right.
And so, yeah, you had shared a video with us that we want to share with the audience. A quick clip here on one of the shows that you were on. One of the podcast shows of one of your sorority sisters. We're going to take a clip of that, a little glimpse of it, and people get to see and hear a little bit more about what all you do, the great things that you do. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Hey, we can get it to come. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hello, welcome to Shirty Tuesdays. Listen, it is your girl V, and of course I have a special guest today. And let me just say this, because I have to be just a smidge, just a smidge extra when I do this introduction, okay? Because this is not just a sister. I mean, this is not just, she's a mom, she's a wife. She's a sister, she's an aunt, she's a cousin. She's a lot of things. But one thing that she is to me is my line sister. Woo! Hey, what's up, Tremaine?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going wonderful. How are you doing?
Good. Just trying to hold the family down. That's all.
Well, yes. Keep holding the family down. You're doing an awesome job already, so don't let it stress you.
Thank you.
So I want to say, because I know some people are probably like, okay, what are we talking about? And what does she mean by having your affairs in order? People start freaking out, and people don't want to have these conversations. But the name of your business is Mosaic Legal Services. Did I do that right?
Mosaic Legal Support Services.
Legal Support Services. I was missing an S. Okay. Mosaic Legal Support Services. Now let's start off from the beginning. Tell us how did this business start? Where did this vision come from?
So the vision really started with my own personal experience. In 2016, my dad passed away, and my sisters and I had to handle my dad's affairs. And what that involved was finding his insurance policy, finding his will, looking to see if he have a will, going through everything that you would have to do when somebody passed away. And growing up, my dad told me and my sisters all our lives, I got a will. You're going to know, the person who's over my will or the person that I have as my executor is going to contact you when I pass. And so, we never worried about it because we're like, oh, we're good. He got a will.
Right.
And when it came down to it, we couldn't find his will. We found drafts, but we never found his will. Matter of fact, the person that he said was going to contact us never contacted us. And so that took me on my journey of probate, estate, all of it.
Okay.
And because he passed away in Washington, we had to probate his will in Washington.
Oh, wow. So you had to do the will of where he was residing.
Where he was residing, in addition to where we live, because he had stuff here in Texas.
Wow, that is so interesting. Now, Tremaine, when you said probate, can you kind of explain to the audience what you mean by that?
Sure. So when my dad passed away, because he had belongings in Texas, and we knew he had things that we had to get taken care of in Dallas, we had to go through the court system to identify who we were to my dad.
Mhm.
And so that process, we had to retain an attorney to fill out the documents for us and go before the judge and say, okay, these are the heirs of Kenneth Francis.
Really?
Mhm.
So you had to go to the attorney about your own dad, your own
Uh-huh.
biological father.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's good to know because a lot of times we just take for granted, well, that's my parents, so
Mhm.
it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long or what length of time was that process?
So this was well before the pandemic. So it didn't take that long. It was probably a couple of maybe six months or so. And then right after my dad passed, my grandmother passed 6 months later. And
Ooh.
so because he was their only child,
Hmm.
we had to then go through the probate process again
Again. Wow.
because they never probated my grandfather's will. They
Will.
never submitted it to the court or whatever. So we had to probate his will, then turn around and probate her will. And it was just a long, lengthy process. It probably took maybe a year or so to get everything finally finalized.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
And so you got to experience it firsthand, so you
Right.
know how it can be, and I'm sure it was kind of stressful as well.
Right. Right.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, it's good that I'm sure that brought you guys closer together as a family. I'm sure you guys kind of had to be each other's support person, I'm sure.
It did. And then my parents raised us, we already knew if something ever happened to our parents, we knew we share and we share alike. So it was
Mhm.
no, fighting or saying you get more or I get more or anything like that because we were raised to share and share alike. So
Oh, that's good. I'm
yeah.
so glad to hear that. There's no bickering or none of
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah, that's really good. If you
Right.
guys just tuning in, I see that Tina Cook, hello cousin, thank you so much for joining. Myra out of Atlanta, they're all out of Atlanta, Georgia. We got
Okay.
people from Dallas, Texas tuning in, and Georgia. So we guys, thank you. We just thank you so much. Of course, this is the beautiful Tremaine Francis Lester. She is a freelance paralegal and as well as a notary and an estate planning consultant. So
Yeah.
you guys might want to look her up. I have her contact information right here. If you, and just in case you want to make that phone call, you can. I got the number right here out of Dallas. That's her number. 214-257-6509. Again, 214-257-6509. Now, Tremaine, you guys are a close-knit family. I can tell just by the way you described it. And
Yeah.
I got some photos here. I just want to just kind of show off your beautiful family here.
Yes.
That's okay, so that's your grandmother on this picture and your
And
sisters.
correct. My older sister is sitting in the front. That's Lucretia Francis. My younger sister is standing in the back, Leticia
Mm-hmm.
Francis. And then we have Thelma Smith that's on her knees, kind of leaning over towards my grandmother. And my grandmother is in the middle. And that is Katie Mae Owens.
Oh, rest in peace, Grandma. We love
Yes.
you. Yes, that's a beautiful picture. I love the colors that you guys are wearing.
Thank you.
Yes. And of course, you yourself have a beautiful family. You know, we talked about that off the set. And you were telling me that you're married and you have 3 beautiful children, and you look like a kid yourself. So I was like, what?
Thank
you. You're very welcome. But that's your
Yes.
beautiful family. I
Yes.
love it.
Thank
You guys could be in a magazine. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so let's start over to your daughter on the left of me, I believe.
Yes. So that's my oldest, Erin.
Uh-huh.
She is 17 and she's getting ready to go off to college, Langston University. My youngest is in the front, and that's Jade. She's now 12.
So cute.
Thank you. And then my son, Kenneth Lester, and he's 15, and then my husband in the back. And we've been married 17 years.
Oh, that is beautiful. Congratulations. That is so beautiful. So, I mean, you got it going on in all areas. You got a great career, and you got a great family, great mother, wife, sister, aunt, all of that. So that is so great. Congratulations to that. And you're also so busy. I know you told me that you spoke, I believe, over the weekend. Was it today? You spoke at this event.
Yes.
Are You Prepared to Die? That seminar. So,
correct.
And tell us a little bit about that, Tremaine.
So the seminar, we had 3 different speakers. We had Tiffany Ford Smith, who spoke about hospice and just everything that hospice does, and how they can help families who may have someone that's transitioning. We also had myself, who spoke on estate planning, and then we had Pastor Darrell Turner, who spoke on pre-planning funeral arrangements.
Okay, let's take it. Let me see if I can pull it up, and we'll take a listen at some of the clip. We'll try to catch you in action doing your thing today if we can. Let's see here. All right. Let's see.
Parent at Barber Bush Middle School. I was actually speaking to another teacher. I needed to find someone who would do the hospice piece, and I couldn't remember who our presenter was in previous years. And so I'm sitting in the parking lot and I'm talking to another teacher, and I see her car, and I just say, wait, stop, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Let me go and find who this is. I went the opposite direction, blocked the bus, told the bus, look, I work here. What is your information so I can get her to come and speak to us today? Thank you so much, Ms. Ford, for accepting the invitation. Amen. So without further ado, this is Ms. Tiffany Ford.
Amen. Let's see here. Can we advance it?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Maybe we can.
Ready to pass.
Here we go.
That number is 972-482-6015. If you have questions, you call me, you text me, whatever you need, I will answer that question. If I don't know it, I will find the answer. I'm quite persuasive these days. So if I don't have it, I will get it for you, and we'll just work on it that way. You can also reach out to me via email if you need me, and that email is my first name initial, T as in Tiffany, Ford like the car, F-O-R-D, and that's at HTOHH.com, and that's for heart-to-heart-hospice.com. So that's how you reach me, that's how you find me. Give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Should send me a smoke signal, I'll be there. Message in the box. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If there are no further questions, I'll relinquish my rights to the mic that I sold. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Tiffany. They put the information for those who are on Facebook Live. If you will look in there, the information is Tiffany Ford. We apologize for not putting the hyphen or the dash Smith, but it is in the chat. And if you would, you can reach out to her directly. The next facilitator we will have will be Reverend Darrell Turner. Is a pre-need specialist for the Golden Gate Funeral Home. And so now we want to welcome Reverend Darrell Turner as he does his presentation. Come on, y'all, let's give him a hand clap.
In our community, trying to inform you guys of the importance of estate planning before it's too late. Any questions?
Before you leave, can you give your name, your
Okay, we're sorry about it. We're trying to get to you, Tremaine.
Okay,
so
you're fine.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Right there, I think.
One of them has a special area that she works in, Sister Tremaine Luster, that is very needful, and I'm just going to invite her to come and tell you all what she does.
All right. This is where we get to.
Good morning.
My name is Tremaine Luster, and I'm the owner of Mosaic Legal Support Services. And I focus on estate planning, getting your affairs in order prior to passing away. My story is similar to Ms. Ford Smith, where my dad passed away, and all of our life he told us, you know, I got my estate, I got my will done. If somebody, if I ever pass away, somebody's gonna contact you. Well, he passed away. Nobody contacted us. We had to fly from Dallas. We received a phone call saying they hadn't heard from him from work, and so me and my sisters got on the phone. We had always told my daddy, hey, you know, you're single. Don't go nowhere without letting us know. And so we knew he hadn't gone out of town. And so one day we was like, well, where he at? You know, we hadn't called him, and I normally talk to him in the morning. I talk to him after work. And so after that, we did a health, what is it called? Where the 911 goes to the house. We did the wellness check, and they took him a while, and we were like, you know, it's taking too long. What's going on? Found out he had passed away in his apartment. So what do we do? What do we do? And so we ended up getting on a plane, flying to Washington, D.C. to go get our daddy and take care of his affairs. We had to search through his apartment. We had to go through, and my daddy was a clutterer. So he had paperwork everywhere. He was a neat hoarder. Everything was organized, but we couldn't find it. And so we found his insurance paper, we found some bank stuff, but we still didn't know exactly what to do. We packed we had 2 suitcases with all of his documentation to go through once we got back to Dallas. And luckily my mom and one of her co-workers helped us out. They helped us get on the plane and all of that, and he was in the military as well, so we had to contact the military. So that's how I got on this journey. Is what do you do? Because a lot of people don't know what to do when somebody passed, or even before somebody passed. And so what my business do is I'm informing the community about the importance of estate planning. I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you in here have a will? Okay. How many of you have a medical director?
Wow. Ooh, that was really good, Tremaine.
Thank you.
That's a really good question because I couldn't see the hands, but how many people responded yes to you?
It was about three, maybe
About-
4. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And the
That's
more questions I asked, the less hands the hands started going down.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. I wish we could have watched all of it, but we're just about out of time. We should have gotten you over here for an hour. This has been so great. It's
Yes,
really great. Before we go, excuse me, is there anything else you'd like to add? Any words of encouragement? Any, things like that before we go?
I would say working in the field that I'm working in, I've seen so many families being destroyed over not having their affairs in order. So if you don't have your affairs in order, please get it together. We've seen since the pandemic, so many people lives and all of that have been lost. And so it's hard enough to lose a family member and then to go through the trauma of family separating because you're fighting over different properties and assets that you believe you are owed. So I would just say, get your affairs in order. Give me a call if you live in Texas. I would love to come out and help, or, we can get on the phone or do a Zoom call to kind of help you get things situated. But yes, please get your affairs in order.
Yes. And you can see on the screen, we have your email address there if they want to send you an email.
Yes.
Excuse me. And you see that. And then if you just want to go to the website and browse around, there's her website, mosaiclegalsupportservices.com.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful, smart young lady. We're just so proud to have you. Any shout outs before we go as well?
I would like to shout out to my sorority sisters, the ladies of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I would also like to send a special shout out to Iota chapter in Langston, Oklahoma. My sisters, Lucretia Leticia, and my mom, Thelma Smith, and my husband and my kids. So I would, they've all been very supportive while I'm transitioning into maintaining my business. So yes.
That is so wonderful. Tremaine, we have really enjoyed you. All your intelligence and wisdom, we really appreciate it because we all need that. We would love to, if you want to come back at a later date and share some more, you're always welcome to come back.
Okay, most definitely. Really. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll be talking with a young lady I went to high school with. She's played basketball all over the world. Her name is Myra Williams, and now she's serving as I believe is a coach and consultant at our former, my alma mater, Marvel High School. So you don't want to miss it next week on Bring It in the House. You guys have a wonderful weekend and a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. We love you. Bye-bye.